Welcome to Showmance, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth. And tonight we are covering In the City, the first ever reunion.
Clubhouse.
Hey.
Old school clubhouse reunion.
Taking it back to the old school.
Back to the bottom of the basement.
It really is quite
Started
humbling.
from the bottom. Now we're still
Now
here.
we're back.
It is-
At the bottom.
It's funny to see 11-year veterans back in the
Exactly.
clubhouse. You know,
Yeah.
like the Kenny side seemed fine. Like, yeah, no, you guys belong here. But then Kyle and Lindsay, man, I'm like, what?
Yeah, like Lindsay was still dressed for a stage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
She didn't get the memo that you're in the clubhouse.
She
You
probably
could've-
didn't. If I, you know what I mean? They're probably like, don't tell Lindsay until the card drops.
Oh, yeah,
her
yeah,
off.
yeah.
You know, she won't come. You know what I mean? So she just got it, and she's like, what the shit is this?
Yeah.
Nobody to Andy.
She'd be like, I'm overdressed, but it's fine. I look great.
Well, I think she just was really wanting to do the minion yellow.
Yeah.
That was
Which
like
I didn't
the
love.
joke was.
I didn't love her look.
I didn't love it. Like I like that she committed to the bit because
Yeah.
I think like that was a solid thing, callback. But I don't enjoy that much yellow. You know,
It's a tough color for me.
when you're
Lot of
gonna
yellow.
have especially like this is only a 2-parter, but like there's just gonna be so many photos of you over and over and over again, and I constantly think about that. And like, well, listen, I haven't done like actual series of shorts like I used to do in forever, but I would really hate it when I'd be like, oh, that was such a good show. I fucking hate that T-shirt though. But here I am in 7 shorts with the same stupid T-shirt on. And so I think like, well, that's like on such a larger scale. You'd think that she would have been like, I don't really want to be in this bright sun yellow, like for, 8 hours.
There's a couple shorts that Minnie was in that she told me. She was like, ugh,
I hate this
God, I
tank
wish I
top.
didn't wear that day.
I hate it when she uses that face.
Yeah. No, last week, what did I wear? Whatever the last show was. Sometimes like there's shirts that I'll wear with pants, but I couldn't wear them with different pants. And I just kind of forgot. And I had to stare at myself with like, which my belly on display, like,
Oh, you don't.
no, that's a thing. Like, listen, I'm fine. I'm just saying, like, I forgot. Like, when you put something on, you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna wear these pants instead, or I don't think I'm gonna change into those other ones. I think I'll just wear these ones. And then you're like, no, there was a reason why.
That's right.
I don't wear this.
And it is
shirt
annoying. There
with
are
this.
like I remember when I was doing my meditation teacher training and I had these black leggings on that are really comfortable.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it had this very thick, weird waistband. And I have like I'm not curvy like Kim Kardashian, but like I'm not a straight up and down person. So it really like dug in. And then I just had a tank top on that just went straight down. And when you look at the photos of like me teaching and doing all of this stuff, my body looks wildly distorted.
Yeah,
And of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the thing that they put up on the website that they're like, oh,
Yeah.
use this on your whatever. I'm like, use that. I want to burn these.
Yeah.
How do you burn digital photos?
I know, it's a real bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what that shirt was supposed to be with like trouser pants, and I wore them with like
Jeans.
tight stretch pants.
That's the thing. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Don't do it, dickhead.
Bye, Minnie. Thanks for shopping.
Okay, well, you come back, Minnie, because you're everyone's favorites. Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
Okay. They really have committed this season to the dates. They start off June 11th, 2026. I don't think that's really germane to anything anymore. I feel like they can let go of the dates.
Well, I don't even know what
When we start
When
the
it
episode.
opens.
it's like has the
It
date
says
on it.
June 11th, 2026. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think there was a dun, dun, dun.
I think
know
there was
what?
too. Yeah.
Like it does. This reunion did feel extremely outdated. Like I feel like a million things have happened since then.
And it's only been a month. How crazy.
Yeah, but it's more.
Or a month
if
and a
it's
week.
June 2nd, like
June 11th. So month
June
and a
11th.
week or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, it just felt really outdated.
Well-
And probably just because the Wes and Amanda situation, like that, like you can't help but. I mean, like you can help but track it, but if you're on any social media,
Yeah.
things are going to pop up all the time. So you just know that they've been to 17 different events since this happened, and that I don't know. There's just it's just come on, I don't understand why we're still. And it's only been a month and a week, but I just
What's been a month and a week?
Since the reunion.
like that reunion shot
Oh,
on
got it,
June
got it,
whatever,
got it.
and it felt very outdated. It felt like a million things have happened. So that's all.
Okay.
Nothing groundbreaking.
We'll be here all week, guys. So we get into, him, Andy saying hi to everyone. Amanda said she did her own hair and makeup and styled herself. So if no one likes it, she's responsible for her actions like she is with all of her other actions.
She didn't say all. She said most.
Sorry, thank
She
you.
just had to say most of them.
I'm so over this person in every way, shape, and form. And you know what? She might be turning some corner and something good might be happening with her. I'm going to be blind to it for a minute because I'm so at capacity.
Yeah.
Everything she says just sends me to a not good place.
Yeah, that, and we'll get into it more later, but like it just, I don't believe anything she says. And it's so bad that like I started thinking, I don't understand how you can have this person come back for even in the city next year. Because like, how do you have a cast member on a show that's supposed to be a reality show that is completely 100% unbelievable? And it's not like, well, she lied about that thing, or she does have a tendency, watch out for her because she'll fib on you, but she's really great and she'll be, there's zero good qualities. You lie all the time. No one believes you zero at all. No, you get a zero in that column. If anything, that gets to what? A five? I don't even know how, because no one believes anything that you say. So it's just, how do you have that person back on TV?
And don't you also feel that she seems completely removed from the cast? Like, I don't find, anytime they would pan back to the other side and I would see her in between Gavin and Lindsay, I'm thinking, one of these things is not like the other. You don't fit with this group of people. You don't have any genuine relationships with these people anymore. Even with the people that you did have relationships with. You and Danielle never liked each other. You and Kyle, he's a good ex-husband, so he's doing what a good ex-husband does, but there's no there.
Yeah.
And Lindsay can't stand you because you're with the guy who tried to throw a coup and get her off her own show. Yeah. So I just see her to be this completely ancillary thing that's minorly connected to all these people, and she just seems irrelevant to the cast and all of the storylines.
She really does. I still think that they will probably lean into her coming back because West will stick around with her to get onto this show. Like, that's just, there's no way around that. So I just don't know how motivated she is to continue on with that, letting that be the storyline. Like, I almost think that she should maybe demand a lot of money to do it.
How great would it be though?
To come back, I would be like, because
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if I was a Bravo executive or a producer or any, like, you guys, you're good. You got enough rating. You're going to get the ratings you're going to get on this show. Amanda and West aren't going to, I don't think they're going to bring you any more ratings. I really don't. Especially not next June or whatever it's going to be. Next
If anything,
June,
it'll be a flash in the pan. It'll be like someone tuning in.
Yeah, no one's going to even know the hell West and Amanda are by next June, possibly.
Think about it really, like take all of your wants and needs out of it.
Like, it's not a want and need. It's a, if this girl is 100% believable, how is that a character that you put on a TV show?
Unbelievable, you mean?
Is that, did I say believable?
Yeah.
Believable,
100% unbelievable. How do you put that character on a TV show?
Because if she's together with West all summer, and then we hear like around, like whether it's during the show or even after the show, it could be a year from now, and like they break up, or there's a cheating scandal again,
or she's pregnant,
or whatever. Like, I was just like, this is so sad. But like, I was just looking at just our analytics in YouTube Studio and like trying to figure out like what goes in the media kit. Like, you can pick 4. And it's like, I wanted them to be like Southern Charm, Summer House, and In the City, and whatever. The views are so far and away, like minimum double, of like, where it was like, it suggested these 4, which is all Summer House. It's all West and Amanda. Like, it's all after the time of the finding out and whatever. Like, I don't think that that's going away immediately. I think people could be over it maybe after one more year, but I don't.
Yeah,
Like
I
if the
don't know. I
numbers
mean,
are
those
that
analytics
drastic,
are current. Like this thing just happened. That's why I think why those numbers are inflated and stating that. But I don't think anyone at this point. So many people are saying, I'm done with Amanda. I don't want her on my screen. I don't want to hear her voice. Every time she's on it, fast forward, there's a ton of that. West isn't around, but if he was, people would do the same. Like people are kind of over West. And if you're not a jock or listen to his podcast, Bravo. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would also not be surprised if they did. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, we're good, dude. We don't.
God,
our West
that.
experiences.
I think that's the wise thing to do, because I think the wise thing to do is invest in the people that you want to take for the long haul, which
that
is
you can trust.
I think that's true.
They've really pissed all over any goodwill that could be afforded to them. So it's like, maybe I can't trust so and so, but I don't know that yet because they haven't screwed us over the way West and Amanda did.
Yeah. So I think that like long haul, that's your best bet. That's the solid, like the quality choice to make. But I don't think that like there's not going to be a majority of people that are the decision makers that are going to bypass all of those numbers, because like I said, like this show, I would watch Summer House like at some point during the week. I was not watching it live until this happened. And then I was watching it the second. I mean, we get the screeners anyways, but like I was trying to get it out for it because there were so many more live watchers that I was trying to get shit out the same night or at 2 a.m. or whatever it was, because the second that I would load, it would be like hundreds of views, like within seconds, you know? So it was like, shit, man, like people are really like, people love to hate watch stuff, and we think that we don't, and sometimes like I don't, like when it's Jax, I don't, but when it was this stuff, for whatever reason, like I did consume that a little more than the I don't know.
Well, they're
I'm
very
not
different.
proud of it. I'm just
but they're also very different circumstances. Jax is or was an abusive, narcissistic addict, that like a whole bag of dark. This is not good. But I think we can all relate to dating a shithead that did you dirty and like wanting to rally around the person that was wronged because maybe at some point you were wronged.
And all the signs, looking at all the things, because knowing something and then being like connecting all those dots.
That's right.
Another, everyone's an investigator.
Right, know? Like a historical super sleuth. If she gets pregnant with this guy, which I could see happening, talk about fast tracking the end of the relationship, because there's no way he is prepared to or would be this father that would be with her, and in my opinion. And that I could imagine people would want to, I know that sounds terrible, but like people would want to see, oh, right, okay, you did this with this idiot guy, and now you're going to play the single mom card. And do you know what I'm saying?
No,
like that could be an interesting thing.
I hadn't even thought about that. And now just as you're saying those words, I'm like, does he try to knock her up? Because then it's more story.
No, because that is so much responsibility, and he is allergic to responsibility. So I don't think he's trying to do it, but I think if it happened, I think he would be geeking out on all of the attention until the baby was born. And then he'd be like, oh, I got to do something in Wisconsin for about 4 years.
God, I know.
Okay, so after Amanda makes that comment, we talk about how Kyle's tush has healed. So good for you.
I love how he was like, so glad that made the edit. Because you do think about it, and like probably 90% of the shit that you shoot does not make the edit. So I bet he didn't know, like,
totally.
That's, they went with that. Great. I didn't see, like, we had so many other things happen that night, and you went with this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. After that, we learn that all 3 of the women are due within a week of each other. That is wild.
That is really wild. And we talked about it a little last week. I'm not looking forward to watching a season of a bunch of new moms. Just after watching The Valley, and I think it's going to be definitely different.
I'm curious to see how different it will be in the ways in which it will be different.
Yeah. But like my curiosity, I don't know if it's trumping no thank you. Like it's just, I'm so glad for all of them. They all seem so lovely. Obviously that's what all of them wanted.
Yeah.
To be able to do it the second that you wanted to. Like so many women I know can't do it the second that they want to. So like that's such a huge blessing, and I love that for all of them. As a viewer, I just don't know what kind of season that creates. It's just
they're gonna have to push production almost certainly. Like those ladies are all delivering in September.
That's right.
This production's 3 months long, and that's month 1. And there's no way. They're all going to be delivering babies and having meaningful storylines. That's 3.
I bet you they push it to January.
They've got
Wow, that's such a good point.
Because I feel like for the Valley, when Nia and Kristen were pregnant, they did the reunion like way earlier than they normally would to get that done because they were going into labor. And I feel like those babies were at least 3 months old by the time that they started filming.
They were.
They needed to give the moms like at least 3 months of like.
Well, how much? What do you get for when you have a kid and you get time off work?
Maternity leave?
Well, how long is maternity
5 minutes.
Yeah, if you get it.
Yeah, if you get it. 5 minutes of unpaid leave.
Yeah. I think it's like, if you take 3 months, you are getting X amount. If you want to take 6 months, you're going to get half the amount. Like, I think it's like a certain,
No, there's not a standard. Like, my parents owned a clothing store for 60 years. And even though we had the most wonderful people that we worked with for decades, there was no paid maternity leave. You know what I mean?
Wasn't.
No. Mm-mm. They were like, of course, please take all the time you need. But I don't think they were able to like pace. I mean, it was a small mom and pop shop. I don't think they would have been able to afford. Like, even if at my company, when I had one of my girls, she got married and is no longer, she's with us. I just mean not with my company anymore.
She's no longer with us.
She's no longer with us. That sounds very dark. If I know she wanted to get pregnant, and if she did, like, I would not be able to afford to have her on leave and then pay for someone to take her place. That's why usually governments help.
Huh?
It's a law in California.
Oh, what is it?
7 months.
Yeah,
I California has robust maternity leave laws that provide up to 7 months of combined job protective leave for eligible employees. Features 2 distinct types of leave: pregnancy disability leave. If you work for an employer with 5 or more employees, you're legally entitled to up to 4 months of unpaid job protected leave while you are disabled by pregnancy or childbirth. I get it, but
so like a small business doesn't have to pay, but you got to give the time off and then guarantee that they can come back.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, my parents could say, yes, absolutely, please go. Take as much time as you need. We just can't pay you to go. And I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like a guaranteed salary or whatever that you'll still be receiving, which is most people can't.
No, of course not. How could you? Like imagine.
I have another mouth to feed, and now I'll take off 6 months. That seems helpful.
I know. It's always so wild though that like whatever, we don't need to get into all the other shit. Never mind.
Okay, so then Andy starts back up with the Kyle, Amanda, West update stuff right away. He asks Amanda, what were you on? I asked West. I got a lot of heat that I didn't ask you. And she starts off the top of the show with a lie. And this is why, to Mike's point, like, we just can't believe anything that's coming out of your mouth, because she said, oh yeah, I also took a beta blocker, but everybody, because again, she falls back into the victimization of herself.
It's Kyle's fault that
it's Kyle's fault, and I dissociate, and that's why I shut down. And it's like, girl, did you not watch your boo on the whiteboard breakdown or whatever it's called? He outed you. He said you were on Xanax or Quaaludes or whatever the fuck you were on.
I don't even remember that.
Yes.
I forgot that. Oh, because she did this before, this was shot before that whiteboard thing, I think.
Oh, was it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. This thing was shot I know June 2nd is not so long ago, but that whiteboard thing was not that. It was after.
Got it. Okay. But either way, we know she's lying. Because remember, they cut to his face. He was like, oh, and this. And West was like, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
And he didn't mean to out her.
Yeah.
So you beat, girl. Your boy just really screwed you over there.
Out.
Amanda, this is the part that I was like, we'll get into it later. I didn't realize it was 2 minutes later.
Such restraint.
I know, right? I'm a professional. She seems to me to be the type of person that is going to take her lies to the grave, and in her mind, that means that she got away with it, or not didn't do it, but got away with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because she never admitted it, in her mind, she got away with it. And if I don't admit it ever until I die, great.
Yeah.
And she's not good at that because she lets her little grin, smirk, bullshit, twat face, smirk get out every once in a while. But it's why once I realized that, I was like, I'll never be able to believe you. Now that I feel this way, that I think you're going to lie about this forever. You probably lie about a bunch of shit forever. I'll never trust you. I don't care if you get pregnant. I don't care if Wes leaves you. I don't care if you cheat or he cheats or whatever. I don't care. And I think a lot of people don't care. So I think once you're completely untrustworthy, people don't care about you. That's going to be a hard person to sell and get people to rally around no matter what happens. Because I agree. Nobody cares about them anymore.
I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that like.
Also, there's 3 perfectly normal, seemingly nice, well-equipped relationships of pregnant people right now. Why can't we focus on those 3 pregnant people? Why we got to wait for the psycho to get pregnant? That's more of a general question to America.
I just think that you're drastically like underestimating like why people. It's like I could be late. I'm late to work, but there's a police chase. I'm stopping. I'm looking. There's an accident. I'm in a hurry getting where I'm going, but I'm rubbernecking. Like this is the American way.
That's curiosity. Curiosity is what's causing those things.
Exactly.
Curiosity what I'm saying is she's lied. They've both lied to the point where they've lied to the point where the curiosity and the care for these 2 individuals isn't there. It's not a train wreck. It's not Tamra. It's not Jax. It's 2 liars. Like that's what you're known for. And it's not even a cheating scandal. It's not a Sandoval lie. You're just doubling down. Every time you guys show up anywhere, it's a lie. It's more lies. Ask questions, lies. Grins, lies. Tweets, lies. Text, lies. Instagram, it's all lies. So I just think the care, the curiosity is all being washed away because they are just a one-trick pony now, and unfortunately, that one trick is not chaos. It's you're not trustworthy.
So it's not about watching a story because of the lag time between the shooting and the airing, and all of the like the Dumois and all of the photographers just following them around and all the random they're popping up everywhere all the time. It won't be about I got to know what Wes and Amanda are doing this week. It's going to be about we already know this thing happened. Right now is the pre of that. Mm-hmm. I want to watch them lie here. They're going to lie. We already know it's not true. We already know he gets busted. I want to watch him lie to her right now. Yep. And revel in that. And like it's gross. It's gross. And I'm telling you, so many people in the comments are gonna say, I don't want to see them, get them off my TV. Yes, and I believe they're being honest when they say that. I don't want to see them get off my TV. But then I would also ask them to see when the Tuesday night at 9 p.m. This time next year comes around, like, where are you? You know, like
tuned in.
They're tuned in. And it's not, and none of us are proud of this human behavior, but it just is. It unfortunately is. And so when you see those numbers and you know, and you've accepted that Americans are who Americans are, or humans are who humans are, like you just go, I'm just going to probably assume that we're all going to still be tuning in at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. on Tuesday night to see her make a fool of herself again because we already know he was having a full-on affair with some girl.
Well, we'll be tuned in because this is our job.
I know.
Okay, so after this,
I'm going on maternity leave.
It's unpaid. We have less than 5 employees.
This is California. You could definitely make an argument for it.
I'm going to hire one more person.
Okay, so
hire.
I was just gonna say, I think
can we be the first hires?
Interns. I think interns count.
You have to pay interns in California. Okay, so after this, Andy asks everyone, were you guys surprised, disappointed, etc. when you heard the West and Amanda news? There was a resounding yes amongst the people in the city, and Danielle said, "Listen, I just wish that you took a beat and took time for yourself. And even though Danielle doesn't like Amanda and she has every right not to like her, I think we all realize what Lindsay has once said about Danielle. She is always right. She just has a very piss poor way of articulating, getting her point across. I do genuinely think she meant that for Amanda's growth, not to be rubbing it in her face. Yeah, you made an awful decision. You were a complete shithead to everyone who cared about you. And yes, I'm sure a little bit of that, like, you know, you're an idiot and I've always known you were an idiot was laced in there. Yeah. But I do think when she said, I just wish that you took time to like be alone and be with yourself, I genuinely think she meant that. You don't.
I mean, I think that everything she said was absolutely 1000% accurate and right and the best advice and like what anybody who cared about her would say. I don't know if Danielle like has it in her to give enough of a shit about Amanda to mean it coming from a place of good.
Oh, yes, I know what you're saying. I don't mean like she's some bleeding heart for Amanda. I just mean like, no, I genuinely think she means like, girl, you should have been alone. You shouldn't have rushed into this. Like you need a therapist and you need to have, it's like, you know, when you get sober, you're not supposed to be in a relationship for that first year. Amanda should have been, get a house plant and keep that alive.
Yeah, totally.
And organize your sweaters.
Yeah. Like even when
pause on the houseplant. Let's just start with the sweaters.
Fair.
Dude. And then maybe the jeans and then the
shoes and then clean up after your dog.
Yeah, the dishes and then the dog and then a plant.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
B.
Yeah, B.
Yeah, B. I love saying that. I have a cat named B. Nobody knows, and we just like saying, yeah, B.
Yeah.
She's so cute. Anyway. Okay.
That's funny.
One more thing in our analytics said something about how like it was like all like kind of naming the categories of our viewers are this and this.
Categories?
There was no cat. There was our dog lovers spend money on dog thing. Like the analytics, I don't understand. Like I didn't ask for. I want to know so many different things about our viewers, not the things that they're telling me. And when they started telling me how much these people are dog people, and I'm like, no, they're not. They're cat people. You don't even know, YouTube.
Or they could be both.
You could be both, but
also
I also just do feel like a lot of our viewers are cat people.
A lot of our viewers,
yeah, and I thought the cats weren't even mentioned in the entire report. Like, not even mentioned.
Then that's not a real report.
It's not a real report. YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
I don't know anything.
Okay, after that, they make a joke about Andy's like, "Oh, Gavin, do West and Amanda come into your bars?" He's like, "They know better."
I love
to do that, which kind of love.
I'm still waiting for it. But I just love this guy.
Same.
I just do.
I do too. And then Amanda chimes in, "We're not really going out now." Oh, okay. Sure, you're not. That comment would have been applicable to your marriage.
Yeah.
You weren't going out at all when you were in your marriage. With West, you are a lady out on the town.
Yeah.
Andy says, "Are you in a monogamous relationship with West?" She says, "Yes." Then he asks, "Are you in love?" And her exact quote is, that's a weird question to answer. It's literally the least weird question to answer if you are in a monogamous relationship with someone. Are you in love or are you not in love? Do you say I love you to one another? These are pretty yes and no, structured, easy, simple questions to answer. And then Yvonne chimes in and says, "Do you say I love you?" She said, "Not really." Again, it's a yes or no. This is not a not really. And then Georgina says, "Have you ever?" And she says, "No," which is such a lie because her face after she said no was that shitty smirk.
No, she, I don't know, like, obviously she's lying. But at this point, I'm like, are you lying? I think now she thinks.
She's allowed to lie?
Not allowed. She's such a crazy. I think now she's lying because she thinks she's doing Sierra and Kyle a favor. I think she's trying not to rub salt in the wounds. So like, well, that's why she thought it was a weird question to answer. Because you want me to say I love this new guy right in front of my husband?
Yes,
on
that's
this
exactly.
thing. Right. But in her mind, she's like, I would never. That's
of course.
So rude. How could I?
That's rude, Amanda?
Right.
I know
so
you haven't watched any of
hasn't.
the episodes that you were in this last season on Summer House and the reunion. We have. You've done far shittier things than telling the truth about a relationship that you are proudly in.
Yeah, she's
She sucks so
she
badly.
Sucks. But she sucks. Obviously, she sucks. Let me start with that. Just know that is the blanket off of everything I ever say about Amanda. That's it. She sucks. But I have always been weirded out by this question. Every time somebody asks her, whether it's been at the reunion or in interviews or whatever it is, like, are you in love? Do you say I love you? Have you ever said I love you? Like it has always been cringe to me. It feels very sixth grade of like, are you guys boyfriend, girlfriend?
Check yes or no.
Yeah, check yes or no. Do you guys kiss with tongue? Like it just is like, I don't even know, like Amanda deserves nothing. But if you take that, like the situation, like the all the details of how this relationship came about, if you put all that aside, they are in this early stage of something, and to be asking questions like that, if like they haven't established something on their own yet, or like it's weird. It's a weird position to put someone in, like, and they answer weirdly too. Like, oh, well, we've discussed it. Well, you're discussing whether you're in love or not. But like, there is, like I said, like we would say like, oh, I want to say something, but I'm not going to because it's too early for that. And maybe Thursday. And then you would text, is it Thursday yet? You know, like very cute, yada, yada. Obviously they're not cute. We hate them. So like not cute. But like, if you I understand the position that she's in this period of time where like they probably were just banging for however long on the down low, and now they've decided to be in this relationship. So it's not that I feel like nobody should ask her these questions, because I think that anytime that you have the chance, the opportunity to make Wes or Amanda feel kind of stupid, you should. I'm here for that. But like, if aside from that, if you took that out of it, like, it's just a weird question. Do you say I love you? Like, it's none of your business. Like, that's what I would say. I would be like, it's none of your business.
Yeah, totally.
And in a way, I'd be like, okay, Amanda. Like, if she said something like that, and I'd find actually another thing to say. Like,
really? It's none of our business. You only blew up our entire livelihood. So I'm going to take it upon myself to say it is our business.
Yeah.
Also, when you have like your girlfriends and they just get into a relationship and they're dating and you guys are catching up, like, you would never say, oh my God, wait, are you guys in love?
Oh, no. But that's my friends. I don't think these people are her friends. Like she's in a hostile territory right now. You know, like, nobody is asking for the betterment of their good friend Amanda.
Listen, she did it to herself. She put herself there. That's why I have no.
And that's why I blanket it all.
Yeah.
All of that. She deserves nothing. But if you stripped all that away, like, these are weird questions to have to answer at basically like month 6 of. Actually, month probably 2 or 3 of when you've actually had to tell people that you are dating and whatever.
Yes, and I hear you with the blanket statement of like, you can't stand them, all that stuff. I think you can't separate the two. Yeah. So to me, it's like, ask everything, because you made it everyone's business by the way in which you went about it.
Yeah.
So then she starts talking about the fact that she still hasn't watched anything, hasn't watched the season, hasn't watched the reunion.
She lived it though.
Yeah, she lived it. She was,
Again. Yeah. I haven't even watched the last season of the show that I worked on and departed from before the last season aired. Like, I still haven't got. So I understand that she is not like looking forward to watching any of this. Like,
I get that.
But we all want her to, because we think you deserve it. Like, it's your penance. Like, you should have to pay us.
A therapist should make you watch that so we could break it down and be like, here's all the places that you went so very deeply wrong and off track.
Yeah. So like, we won't ever be able to track this, but I would find, like, if I just wanted to be like fair and think of like just the human reaction to this, of like, would I put myself through that right now? I understand that she probably believes she is not in the headspace to relive that. She's just trying to actually survive having lived through it. Yeah. Revisiting, no thank you. I get that. But it's only going to better you, Amanda, to watch it and just know that, like, I either want to be this person or I do not want to be this person.
This is what's crazy to me. Mike says she does not want to be a better person. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
What's so nuts to me is that she is lying in so many different areas.
Yeah.
That why stop now? Like the things that she's decided to tell the truth about don't make sense to me. So you're lying about the fact that you were on other shit and just saying that you were on a beta blocker, but you're not just going to take it all the way and lie and say, no, I watched it. Like I don't understand.
Well, because no one's going to drug test her afterwards, but they might be like, oh, you did? Great. So when the part happened about this, what did you think? She's going to be like,
well, if she was there, wouldn't you know? Like when they say like, oh, when you told her to off.
it's true. She did live it.
She lived it. So I don't know. I just question her logic left, right, and center.
Yeah, she's not a good liar. That's for sure.
At all. She says, she was disappointed in her performance and she wishes that she wasn't so defensive. Nick chimes in and says, he doesn't know West from a hole in the wall, but he does know Amanda and he cares about her. And he's saying this from a caring place that she has picked someone who is essentially 10 times worse than Kyle. And Amanda pushes back with my least favorite thing. Well, that's not what I've experienced, which is just another way of saying, well, he's not like that to me.
Right.
Let me tell you something about life, Amanda. It's only a matter of time before he is that way to you, because how someone treats the waiter is how they will end up treating you, because that's life. Sorry, it just is. I waited tables for too long to not believe that.
Sorry, go on.
She then goes on to say that she's actually getting things in this relationship that she felt were lacking in her marriage. Someone who's been supportive. And girl, you are if Kyle was the worst husband to you, he is most certainly the best ex-husband to you, because the way he still covers for you and doesn't out you, and you take every single opportunity to fucking jab this dude. It's so disheartening when he starts sitting there saying, oh yeah, we'll see how supportive he is when he's doing your taxes, negotiating your brand deals, making your bed for you. I just think, listen, no one is sitting here saying Kyle was husband of the year, but he is most certainly ex-husband of the year.
There's just a million things you could have gone with, and then you go with supportive. It's like if Kyle was nothing else, if he was the worst of every other thing under the sun that's under the husband category sun, you could have picked so many of them, and we would have all been like, well, supportive.
I think it's because she's bratty, and you can't tell someone you're bratty, right? That's silly. But she chose the wrong word. If Amanda, and this might be a little, whatever, this is going to come across however it's going to come across. But I think that Amanda in her head is, man, make me happy. If man not making me happy, and I'm speaking caveman because this is what Twat Face's 4 brain cells are coming up with. If man not make me happy, I find new man because old man not support.
I agree.
It's like literally that fucking simple, and that's what happened. Yeah. Like, so he's like, support, dude, I do this, I did pay all your bills. Like, do you know what that word means? And she's like, it may not make me happy.
Yeah.
No, that say I didn't make you happy. Well, that's bratty. So the 4 brain cells are at least firing on that much information to be like, well, I can't say that. That's going to be horrible. I'll say support. Well, you need 7 brain cells to make it to the part where like, no, don't say support. That's the worst idea. Yeah.
He may have cheated on you, but he definitely supported you.
Say cheating. Say the cheating.
Yeah,
do cheating.
Yeah.
Let's
go
do
back
cheating.
to cheating again.
Yeah.
It's just a bummer because she can't cut him any slack anywhere. She says we're friends. We laugh about shit. No, you don't. No, you aren't. This is how... I just answered my own question. I was going to say, this is how you treat your friends? Yeah, actually, this is exactly how you treat your friends. Like crap.
I think it was I Am Tierra Hogan. I pulled it, and I'll read it later. Who said in the comments, Amanda takes on her partner's friends.
Yes.
It was such a great comment. And that's why I was going to say it earlier. That's why she seems out of place now. These aren't her friends anymore.
That's right.
These are Kyle's friends. Her friends are in some place down the street with West, waiting for her to finish this reunion so that she can put on some frumpy hoodie and walk down and get some brewskis.
Yeah.
And talk
get an IPA.
Talk WNBA.
and talk the WNBA. Yeah. I think that I think that Amanda's definition of supportive is like she wants a man to treat her like she's this like little like ballerina glass figurine. And so she's not taking the things that like are true like a partner supporting you is arranging for your taxes to be done, telling you, oh, okay, they finished your taxes. We need to hand over these 3 things. It should all be wrapped up by this date. You'll probably get a check, or you might have to pay by this date, whatever. She probably answers that with a heart emoji. Like she doesn't even know.
I don't even think it's a heart. It's probably the thumbs up.
Or like a thumb, or anything.
That happened year 1.
Yeah.
There was no answer.
Yeah.
The things never got sent. 6 months later, Kyle got a call being like, hey, she owes $489 or what? Because what? Well, she never thought. No, I told her to send you the things. Yeah, dude, she never sent the things.
Yeah.
That message never got sent again because Kyle now sends the things.
Yeah, he just sends. Yeah, that's
and
true.
paid the $487.
All that she's hearing is from West is like, Schmanders, you want to go get an appy and a drinky, Schmanders? like these are things that like sound like he's talking to her in a way that like she hasn't been spoken to in a bit, because Kyle was like having to take time out of his, I gotta get off this conference call right now to get on with Amanda's accountant.
Sorry, I can't ask if you want an appy. I'm running a business.
Yeah.
I have a $2 million. I'm a real man who has a $2 million loan that I personally signed for.
Yeah.
I'm paying doing your taxes. I'm making the bed that you slept in. I'm negotiating your brand deals on top of mine. Wes is still sitting there scratching his ass in his dirty laundry outfit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally interrupted you.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. This is a different style of like support, but this is not real world support.
That's exactly right.
This is all the things that Wes already wants to go get an appy and a drinky with Schmanders. Like this isn't like stopping down his life.
No,
to take care of someone. This isn't taking away his me time or his time away from his podcast or work.
No, it's
to do. They're having a nice time because right now they have this. They want to do the same things. That's going to end in any second if it hasn't already ended.
What?
He's fitting her into his me time.
Exactly.
It's because Wes' mommy is doing his taxes.
Oh, right.
And proverbially
Let me
making
see if
his
I can
bed.
give it to my mom.
You know what I mean? That's why he has all this.
Mom, can you do Schmanders taxis?
Yeah. Don't worry, Schmandies. I'll have my mom do it.
I was listening to Crappens.
She's so good at taxes.
I was listening to Crappens.
She even does my podcast taxes too.
She does our podcast taxes.
Like those are called business taxes, Wes.
I was listening to Crappens, and it was just this random line that I heard. I'm blow drying. I turn the blow dryer off, and I hear it because I can't do anything without earbuds in. I need to have people talking to me at all times. And they said something about how they were talking about last week's episode and how about Amanda like waking up at 7 a.m. and Kyle being like, she woke up at 7 a.m. I've never seen her up at this time before. I was blown away. And then they always just add things, and they're like, I mean, she was still, just making a mess everywhere, just basically taking her suitcase and throwing clothes on the floor. That's what she got up early to do, was just like make a mess. I'm like, that totally makes sense to me. Like, you just see Amanda being like, you're like, oh my God, you're up early. Did you want to go get a coffee? Did you want to go to the farmer's market? And she's just like,
nah. And then goes back to bed.
Yeah, and then goes back to bed.
Like 9:30.
Until after the checkout time, and it's like, man, Schmanders, can you please get out?
You got to clean all this shit up.
It unnerves me to think of how messy she is. It really deeply upsets my nervous system. Mm-hmm. Kyle, then, because he's the world's best ex-husband, that should be his new merch after Carl's a mess. World's best ex-husband.
That is so good. You should totally do that, Kyle. Hit pause and write that down.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Kyle says to Amanda, listen, I hope you are understanding that everything that everyone's saying right now is because we care about you. We are your, these people are your real friends. And just don't lose sight of that. West is a dude who is known for saying basically the right things to women, and
appies and drinkies.
And who doesn't
what
want
girl doesn't love these things?
That's right.
Or dude. I like apps and drinks.
Not all dudes. I tried to get one dude to have apps and drinks with me for almost a decade, and Shane loves me, but he didn't want to go do that.
Yeah, you're not big on appies and drinkies out.
Oh, we didn't add out.
Out, yeah, no, that's.
No, we knew that it was
the
that.
thing,
Yeah, that's the thing.
But also Wes, I just also need to remind Wes that like, Amanda also doesn't like going out. Like she's just going to wait till she gets some kind of commitment, or gets pregnant, or gets a ring, or whatever. And then the appies and drinkies are coming from Uber Eats. Like that's it.
And nothing's getting cleaned up, and none of the takeaway containers are going to leave the apartment unless they grow legs and walk out.
Yeah.
If Wes Wilson was able to finagle multiple chicks into thinking they were having a full-blown relationship, how long can he finagle Amanda into thinking that he's going to marry her and keep the
2 years, year and a half.
Really?
If he gets another show, even on another network or even a YouTube show, or like whatever, like he won't need this. Like right now, I think he's probably just kind of scrambling, thinking like, I always just assume these people buy shit in the off season, thinking that they're going back, and then you get like, oh God. As soon as he fills that hole, that income hole, then he won't need this. He won't need her.
Kyle then says to Amanda, good on you for coming and taking it on the chin today. I know it's not easy. They all say that Kyle has handled this remarkably well and he's being such a gentleman. Amanda says, let him have a win, girl. She goes, well, I really stood up for him when we first announced our divorce and everyone was coming after him. Like, this isn't about you. Kyle was shit on for almost a decade, and now you've really stepped in it. You have made a lot of people not a fan of you, and by way of that, a fan of Kyle's. Just let him have this moment.
But do either of you ever remember hearing her stand up for Kyle?
No. I'm sure she went into, oh my God, wait, did you see that thing I sent you where she's got the fake Instagram handle and she goes on other people's.
She has a fake Instagram handle?
Yeah, and they found out it was her. And she literally goes into other people's, like the comment section, like defending Amanda, defending herself.
How do they know it was her?
I forget, but there were a few posts about it.
That's what I think we have a bunch of Janet accounts in our
fake Janet accounts.
Fake Janet.
The Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that'd be so rad.
That would be great. Amanda said she stood up for him when they were first separated, and then and then they start talking about what's single Kyle like. Apparently not that different from married Kyle, except the fact that he doesn't have this nagging, horrible person on his back every second of his life. Kyle and Amanda have been talking about his sex life and his sober sex and his hookups. And Kenny now interjects and says he doesn't know if Kyle has fully processed all that's happened to him. This was, the betrayal. And Amanda jumps in right away and says, there was no betrayal. I didn't cheat on him. We were divorced. First of all, even if that's true, I would say hooking up with one of his best friends and then dating him and lying about it to him when he asked you about it is a pretty big fucking betrayal, Amanda. As one of my best friends, if I asked you something and you lied to my face point blank multiple times, I would be like, you betrayed me, you whore. Yeah. Just kidding, I love you.
Wow.
It is
how
funny
she
that
doesn't clock that as a betrayal.
That she's only putting this thing like that. And I still am not convinced that they didn't do that. So like this is so silly.
It's just so nuts because we said this during the reunion that she is doubling down on the technicality in her mind of we did not have sexual relations.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine. But was there an emotional affair? Let's say there wasn't an emotional affair. Let's say that there was no physical affair. You still betrayed these people. Yeah. You lied to everybody. Get with it, girl. It's easier to heal and become a better person if you realize what you did.
Yeah.
Maybe West was her Craig Conover. It displayed a few episodes ago. You would betray the shit out of everybody over a Craig Conover.
Whatever, man. He's not even on the show. Don't break Craigie into this. He's just living his life with Jack at a Taylor Swift spin class.
Oh, you're right. Natalie texted the video of Jack and Craig leaving the spin class to Harris and I, and she goes, I need this to be a series. And quite frankly, so do I.
I really think Craig and Jack could have a series. Just traveling. They're traveling. That's what it could be called. They're traveling. But wait, I had something to say about, okay, wait.
Dude. Okay, now I'm in because you get what's her face to narrate it. The
girl from Marcel the Shell.
Yeah, who made that show.
She's traveling. Let me tell you guys something.
What's her name?
Listen.
Jenny Slate.
Yeah,
if you people have not seen Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, the movie, you can see the little clips too. It is truly one of the best movies I have ever seen in my entire life. No. Crying, laughter. It is. Have you ever seen it, Mike?
The clips. We were watching the clips. We're OGs.
No, I'm the Oest of G's watchers. With Marcel. I'm letting you know.
I think we introduced you to Marcel.
Okay, listen, pish posh.
Just saying, don't call yourself you're the Oest of the G's.
Well, I didn't know that you introduced me. I remember seeing it when I was working at that house down the road, but it doesn't matter.
And the rise mushroom, I introduced some people to the
You
rise
definitely
mushroom.
introduced me to the rise mushroom. All I'm saying is you haven't seen the movie. It's amazing, and do yourself a favor and watch it because it's real feel good.
I never really framed you up when you sat down.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
Now you look like a friggin' midget.
Whatever, man. Hold on.
Well, you don't care. You're just going to turn it upside down anyways, probably.
So just touching back to how, nothing that Amanda says means anything. It's just not worth anything. I don't obviously believe that they weren't hooking up before the Super Bowl. And I also just don't believe that they have the same kind of relationship with the truth that the people that I know do. Like if you caught me lying, I would be so embarrassed.
Oh my God.
I'd be so embarrassed. I would feel so ashamed. I wouldn't even know how to go to the next thing and tell you anything about anything without it at least disclaiming, I know that my word means absolute dog shit, but I will be doing that for the next decade because it's just one of those things. Your word is everything. It just is truly everything. And I'm not talking about a white lie here and there about not hurting someone's feelings. I can't come to your birthday
dinner, I'm sick.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that bullshit. I'm talking about something straight up telling someone, I've told you, I did something like this in high school and it haunts me to this day about, I can still hear the argument, the plea that I made to I can't believe anybody would say that I did this. That's just so crazy. Can you believe I'm just in agony about this? I was lying. I was 16 and lying for my life. And I still to this day, 5 years later, think about it. But I don't think that they have this kind of issue with the dignity of the words that come out of your mouth. I think that they will lie and lie and lie and lie and say that nothing happened. And then when you go, actually, I have a photo of it, and here you are kissing, and it's timestamp New Year's. There's the metadata right here, and they would.
That's AI. You'd be I was there. I actually took it.
Yeah, and they would go, whatever you say, that, and then they'd be
that's your truth.
Yeah, that's your truth. Yeah, just move on,
Yeah.
So her whole spiel about, I never that's crazy to me. Oh, that's makes no sense, and that's so annoying because that's not true, and blah blah blah. There's just no way that West was telling Brianna Chicken Fry about this thing happening if it were not happening. He just doesn't why. West is many things. There's not a reason for him to tell his friend something like that has the weight to affect his life. Why? There's nothing. There's no reason.
And let's just add insult to injury right now with this. When Kyle says, I'm still reeling with the fact that we put out our statement on January 2nd or whenever that was, or it's the 16th, and 2 weeks later, you're at the Super Bowl. West, your boy is telling everybody that you guys are a thing. And she goes, well, that's not true. I don't know why he would say that. Ask him.
Yeah.
This is your boyfriend. You guys spend I would imagine, a lot of time together. You couldn't, this never is coming up. Of course you know he said this. Of course you have talked about it. Of course you know that you were hooking up. This is the world's thinnest argument. How are you saying, well, I don't know why he would say that? Because it was true.
Yeah.
And you think that we're just going to accept that as an answer?
Yeah.
The person that you are with that is putting it in you, you haven't asked this question? Like, get out of here, man. Literally get out of here. Get off our TV screen.
Yeah. What was that stupid dress she was wearing? It looked like a doily wedding dress, 2-piece wedding dress.
Wait, do you remember?
Just smoked a bowl and forgot.
Remember in Reality Bites? Lelena, you look beautiful. You look like you're wearing a doily.
Doilies are never in.
Oh, I do love a doily dress, but I'm a hippie. I like a lacy dress.
Does it need to look like a doily? Like I've seen lacy dress and I've seen doily dresses.
Okay.
Like there's a difference. Like figure
We're gonna
it
have
out,
to look
guys.
see if we have the same thoughts on it. Okay. After this, Amanda brings up that well, he was hooking up with Sally right away, and West and I hadn't even hooked up yet. She goes, West and I weren't even texting when he hooked up with Sally. That is so not true, Amanda. You were pre-gaming his dates with him. He was texting you. He was always asking you to come out. And he said you coming back to life is what made him fall into like with you. It's just, there's such reckless, bad lies. You think we're that stupid? It makes no sense. This was his laying his inroad.
This is the only reason I brought up any of that stuff. Like I think I just said it in the wrong section. All of that is my response is about just like there's I don't think that you have the same relationship with the truth because none of that makes any sense. I don't believe any of that. I'm way convinced. Even Sally said like it looked like they were hooking up last summer. And I get that Sally wasn't there, doesn't know, but I also think that Sally is more in the know than like someone like I am. And I even know that like none of this makes any sense, So I kind of like, if people in that world want to like add in some like context to things or like what it kind of seems like this, right? I don't think that she has been given probably permission from Kyle to like go with that like hardcore and be like, no, actually know that this happened. But someone like Sally would just say, kind of seems like maybe it was happening at this time. Like I believe it because I already thought it. And then to hear somebody in that world say it too, it's like they definitely were. They were definitely doing some bullshit. Whatever you want to call that bullshit, whatever the details, the specifics are, but it was some bullshit. They were already involved. And it's just sad to watch. Like someone just bold face. It's not about the bold face lie. It's about like what it would take to speak that, knowing that like that's how little their word means to them or
100%. Totally agree with everything that you're saying. Their word means nothing. That being said, not even that being said, but I'm wondering at what point in the dissolution of a marriage does adultery no longer affect the divorce proceedings? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, is it an official separation? Is there need to be a document? Is it clearly it's not divorce papers because that's not a thing, right? People are banging. Like at what point in that timeline is
I think it's a layered thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think number one, if you don't have, if you're in a no-fault divorce state, if you don't have a prenup, there's all that stuff. Also, if you both realize, listen, do I wish you never cheated on me? Absolutely. Was our marriage over well before you did that? And I'm not looking into quote unquote pressing charges about it. Like, I think it has to do with the individual relationship and the laws in this and the laws in the state.
But I'm saying that like in New York or wherever the hell they are, or wherever they got married,
Jersey,
like
I
if
think.
she's not talking, if she's like adamant about we did not kiss, we did not touch, nothing adulterous happened at that time, because we were to believe during Summer House they were still working it out. She moved out of the apartment so that they could work out their marriage. Odd tactic, but whatever. She signed a 1-year lease to work out their marriage. She went on dates with him to work out. You know what I mean? So, if I'm a divorce judge, I'm not buying it. Like hold on, you were making out with him in September, but you were also just finished moving out to a place to work on your divorce with him. So that's adultery. You get nothing. What, you know what I mean? Versus, no, this show is fake, Judge. It's all, Natalie was right. Here, watch this Showmance clip. We were done way before, but we had to play it out. Wes and I started banging this episode. See here where he looks at me? That was
See when he sat on my lap?
Exactly. Oh, that totally. When he sits on me, Sierra's right. That means he likes. So we banged that night. But the wedding was dissolved, or the marriage was dissolved. According to who? According to what email? What conversation? What you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how is there a point? Is if it's not until there's some sort of announcement of a separation, whatever that is, a joint statement, then it would behoove Amanda to keep her mouth shut forever until they're divorced.
But they've already decided to just do a walkaway divorce.
Yeah,
So.
and that sounds fine and dandy until Kyle finds out that she was banging West for a year and a half.
I don't know. It seems like he wasn't a perfect husband either. So I think they're both like, listen, we both suck
I get
to each
it
other.
in their
Let's walk away.
instance, but
Yeah.
I just I don't know. We always talk about that of like, oh well, there's a divorce. That's why we talk about you never saying anything because he's literally in the midst of
his divorce.
So how much can you say about who you hooked up with at what point and when? I probably would have been a better example to use this question on them. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
totally. That's right.
So same question, different couple. Like,
yeah,
at
put
what
a pin in that before we get to them.
I loved like all of the accolades that everyone was giving Kyle for like, bro, you've been like the way that you've carried yourself. Like I can't even believe it. The way that you continue to be friendly with her and the way that you've like all the things, everything.
You're still doing her taxes or whatever.
Yeah. All of that stuff. The thing that's weird to me about it, and like, listen, because I agree. I'm watching it and I'm like, God, he's being so cool. And like Kyle has never been a cool guy. Like with anything, like Kyle is not someone that we've ever known to be able to like my biggest thing with Kyle was that he had no self-control. Like the tantrums were just like there would be one at any time that anything happened. Like he just could not even be like strategic about anything. Like he never, like 10 years in, and it was just like you still have no control over at least knowing like I'm on TV, I would like to present a certain way. Like it just like it never landed with him, which is like great for TV and that like I trust that this is totally authentic because nobody would do this like for any other reason, but like this is just coming out of them and they can't control it. With the amount of control that he has exuded over the last 6 months or however long it's been, I want to believe that like, no, he's the greatest ex-husband ever. No, he's just going to take care of her because he pledged to her father that he would. And he knows that he made a few mistakes here and there along the way and wasn't the perfect husband. So I'm just going to make this the smoothest transition. Like there's a million reasons. But he's being so cool, and I've never seen him be this cool that like I can't help but just even be more reinforced about what I already thought, that like you guys were just playing through this. Like this is not the Kyle that we've ever known. Kyle is not a strategical person.
But hold on, I say this all the time when we bring up this aspect of Kyle. The only time we see him, and it's a lot of times, I don't mean the only 3 times in 10 years, we see him act a fool when he is drunk. He is a bad drunk. His emotions get the best of him. He starts yelling. He says horrible stuff to people. He can get physical. We never see him that way when he's sober. Not to my recollection.
Well, he's always drunk.
But we haven't
seen him.
And
I love that for you, Kyle. I'm just saying. He literally is always slurring.
He is, but I'm just saying like.
And real quick, we'll probably get into it or we don't have to. To have a moment in your life in your 40s where the conversation of I had sex sober is a thing, is a conversation, is a proud moment, is a what like that. I instantly went from like, oh yeah, Kyle, to what, dude? we have a real problem here.
Yeah.
This is a problem. I don't know if it's a drinking problem or an emotional problem or a party problem. But for 30 seconds, I was like, oh, fuck. Is this the deep dive Amanda's doing that we're just missing? Like, that shit was weird. That's a weird thing to say.
But like,
It's a weird moment to be proud of in your 40s.
Yeah. Also, aren't you having morning sex?
But also,
they're not
I
having
thought they
any
weren't
sex. Well, they
really
were, but I
ever
mean, as a
having
adult.
any kind of sex. So, like, I mean, I get that now they've said, like, okay, that was a bit of an exaggeration. We were having sex on holidays and, whatever.
I truly think it was probably one to two times a year, which to me is not having sex.
Right. So then, like, I'm now having sober sex. What does that mean? Like, I thought he wasn't having sex at all, like, or 1 to 2 times a year. So I didn't really understand what this whole, like, sober sex thing was.
I think historically, if we look back on how Kyle was in the summer house, it's like he would get drunk and want to have sex with Amanda.
Yeah.
And so I think
I'm sure can get real annoying, real.
There's
nothing more annoying to me than a drunk person. So like, I couldn't imagine that person wanting to bang me. I'd be like,
I agree with that.
There was nothing more annoying to me than Kyle in general, just existing on this planet
Yeah.
for a very long time. So, yeah, and drunk.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
my
And
God.
trying to
And I love you,
hump
Kyle.
you.
I'm into you right now.
Triple threat.
Or this time. I don't know how long this lasts, but like I am here right now. But yeah, Kyle, oh my God.
But yeah, so I think a lot of it has to do with his drinking. I also think, to Mike's point of the age thing, at 43, 44 years old, this is all hitting you. You're now just having sex sober for the first time in maybe ever. Well, not ever, but like probably in a really long time. I just think there might be an area where maybe he's growing up a little bit, in conjunction with when we have seen him sober.
Yeah.
He hasn't been the lunatic, fulminating, drunk character that we saw time and time again at the summer house, because every weekend was about getting hammered. When we would see him in New York at his business meetings, on Zoom calls, doing stuff with Loverboy, he wasn't showing up to the office hammered. Like, I do think
Carl would.
Right. Like, I do think he was just one of those people that it's work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
And I don't think he actually has like a drinking problem. He's no Danny from the back.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think that. Well,
There was a thing though.
hold
That,
on, did we just say that we don't think that Kyle has a drinking problem?
I don't think. I feel like maybe he's not a good drunk, but I don't think he's an alcoholic. I also don't
No,
like
no,
to.
I don't
to
think
de-
that.
to
No, and I'm
diagnose
not
people.
even here to get it because I've tried to figure out what Danny's issues, and I still am like I go back and forth all the time. I just if I were to say that Kyle isn't drunk literally 95% of the time that we're watching him, I'd be lying. Like and again, I'm on team Kyle right now. I am here and queer for Kyle 1,000%. But if I'm being honest, every time I hear Kyle talk for an extended amount of time, that's not just like a random morning that we catch him when he's like between Zooms at work. He's literally slurring everything he's saying.
Definitely true, but think about the places we've seen Kyle is Summer House.
And just the shows. Yeah.
Like literally that party. That's why I'm here to
Yeah.
party.
Yep.
It'd be weird if I wasn't. Carl got sober. It's weird. Lindsay had a baby. She couldn't drink. That was weird. Weird sober people are a little weird in Summer House, right? Not shedding on them, but like you're the weird ones. And then here in the city was dinners, nights out,
Gavin's bar.
So Gavin's bar.
Yeah.
And then so I think
It is hard because these
like we
shows
see
are
him
about partying.
95% of the time that we see Kyle,
Yeah.
he's in a party or casual drinking situation.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's not 95% of his life, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably 70%. So like it's probably not far.
I'll give him
off.
67%.
I think it is funny that he takes like the show as to be like this party time because like his real work happens during the day
Yeah.
and the show, even though that's a lot of the job, a lot of these other people, that's their job. No, Kyle's like, no, this is my downtime because Kyle's such a workaholic that like he's still working even in his off time. I love that for you, Kyle. I love that.
The last thing that I just wanted to comment on about this first chunk is when they start bringing up the comment about how Lala on her podcast said, word on the street is he's great and a fox in the sack. And this is where it was like fireworks. You think they're over, but then they keep going. Amanda says, How many people are you sleeping with and how soon after? What are you doing in bed? He slept with one girl that was my age and then one girl that was 10 years younger than me, but reads at an older level. Just stop. Does West even read? Like, who cares if this girl is... you didn't want him anymore.
Are they talking about Ava, do you think?
Probably. But even regardless of who they're talking about, what the ages are, you did not want to be with this person. And you did him so dirty at the end of your relationship. You don't get to have an opinion on who he sleeps with, who he doesn't want to sleep with, if he's drunk, if he's sober, if he's on Quaaludes. Like, you're so out of line. And she follows it up with, no, it's funny, we can laugh. Really? Because if it was funny, you should both be laughing. And Kyle's not laughing.
Well, I thought it was funny that Lindsay goes, well, I should hope so. Clearly insinuating like, if he's expected to just laugh about this situation that you're in, I think that you could be expected to laugh about him dating a girl that's 10 years younger than you. I also do think that it's funny that she mentioned that, because you don't mention that if that doesn't
bother you. Yeah.
Because she's thinking he stole my youth. Even though she's only in her 30s, we all think that. And when I remember turning 30 and being like, I can't believe I wasted my 20s being married to this asshole that disappeared one day. Like, so at every decade, new birthday, like every 20, 30, 40, whatever, like you're like, God, I just wish I could start my 20s over again or my 30s over. And so right now she's, no. I mean, after a breakup. Yeah.
You guys aren't breaking up.
You look at like, oh my God, I would have been slamming with somebody else.
Okay. And now we're getting into Lindsay, guys. Apparently she is still hooking up with Frank the milkman.
Which was news.
That is news.
Look, it wasn't because I heard something about it last week, but I when we met Frank the milkman, I think we all decided she needed a date for the show. Yeah. So this is how that happened, and
I will say this, because I remember when she was on the phone with him after she walked away from the campfire thing, and I remember one of you kids said like, "Oh, this was such a fake phone call," I remember thinking, "No, I really do think she called Frank. Like, I think there was something going on, whether it's just like, oh, this is a dude I'm hooking up with, and I just want to whatever."
Oh, I just meant the way that what he said was very recorded. It was like inserted as a recording. Like, I'm not saying that they're not still dating or whatever, but like the whole way that she walked away at a very key time.
Got it. I thought Lindsay's you meant like it was fake that she called him.
Oh no. Well, I don't know if she actually called him, but what we heard was not. I stand by that. Not like, just go back and listen to it. It was so like, so I'd love to see you. Maybe we could just hang out and chill. Like, it was just like, you're not even talking to a person that you've been dating for a minute in that way. Like, it's fake.
Okay. Well, Lindsay also goes on to say that she's not really in a place to have a serious relationship right now. She's taking things very slowly because the last two guys she thought were going the distance with her crapped out before they got to the destination. And then Andy asked Georgina and Yvonne, who do you see Lindsay with? And Georgina said, I see her with someone who's incredibly ambitious, confident, handsome, and a man who prioritizes her. Yvonne said, I liked this. I never heard this saying before. Frank is here for the fling, not the ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cute. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, spicy mayo. And then Danielle pleads the fifth when they get to her, but she does say, like, yes, I do. I agree with what the girls are saying.
Well done, Danielle.
Yes, very, very smart. Motherhood looks good on you.
Yeah.
Georgina is not currently seeing anyone, but she did say that she was having a conversation with with Whitney rather. Whitney's parents divorced when she was really young. And I think Georgina has just always had this thought, I'm going to get back together with my ex and then they'll have this quote unquote normal nuclear family.
Yeah.
And Whitney said, don't worry about it. It was just more people that loved me. And it was actually a good thing for me, which has somehow switched things in Georgina's mind, which I think is lovely.
It's true. That's exactly what I would say. Hand to God. Like, that is the case. Like, I have full on stepmothers, like that. I like, if any, like, listen, nothing's ever going to happen to my mother because peptides, but, but like, I have people that I have grown up with, or my most recent stepmother, who I just think is amazing and brilliant and all the things. Like, I had the privilege to get to know these people in a way that they like had to love me, like wasn't an option, It was like, no, they've been placed here and it's just, it's agreed upon that you are now some form of their daughter,
Yeah.
And like Carol, my stepmom Carol, like I love her to f***ing death. Like I that's the way I've always looked at it the same way. It's just more people that like more gifts, more people to call if you're in a bind, more places to stay if you're
more people
in a
to
certain
show up
area.
for your stuff. If you when you're little, you got your dance recitals and all. So many people cheering you on.
So many people are proud of me. So much more proudness.
Yeah. I was actually wondering, I was thinking that would be your experience with it, but I was curious. And it is.
I mean, you can take it one or the other way. Like if she has 2 kids, one will probably take it this way, and then the other one will probably be like, it was the worst thing that ever happened in my whole life, and it's why I'm up. Like it just depends on whoever you turn out to be. Like you'll.
And then they just finish up this little segment with Andy saying, do you, Georgina and Lindsay, being the only ones that have given birth to their children, do you have any advice for the moms that, will be in September? And Georgina said, yes, give yourself grace. And Lindsay said, just go with it. Like, just give your kid unconditional love and YOLO.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you guys had anything to say about any of that.
No.
I don't, like, obviously the things they said about the motherhood. Yeah, great. And I'm not a mother, but I'm a product of a single mother who didn't have a nanny. But I do think there's, like, Lindsay, and I'm not going to go full on tonight, because I just don't want to. But I am off the Lindsay train. Like this episode I'm like, all right, well, you're back to being psycho, mean, rude. Do not give a shit about anybody but yourself, Lindsay. Pre-pregnancy, oh my God, Lindsay's cool. She's back, and it's a bummer. But I think that the whole bit at the end about, oh, it's in my DNA, I wouldn't expect anything. I can imagine that is not, I'm not saying it's not real, but if it's really real, I feel like it's just, there's so obvious things that she's saying that it almost feels like a dig to her mom. It's just an opportunity to like one more knife stab at mom. And I don't know if I'm hating on that. You do whatever, right? You hate your mom, and do whatever you want. But it didn't seem genuine. It seemed too mean. Seemed like there was too much emotion behind it. When she was talking about like being a mom and being there for her daughter and how she couldn't imagine. It was innate in her. It didn't seem like she was actually describing a new motherly feeling of joy and this love that most mothers are like, and parents, both parents, they're like, you don't understand love until you hold the thing that you helped make. Like this, just
have
next.
You had a kitten?
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's baby human, and then there's kitten.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely next level. But like for regular babies.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, mid-love. But people will say that, you know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like when she was saying that, it was coming from that loving, new feeling experience. It seemed more like she was telling somebody that. Which, again, whatever. I just didn't buy it.
I bought it, but I buy everything.
I got some stuff to sell you.
No, like on TV. I don't buy everything in real life.
I'll put it on TV and sell it to you. Okay.
I buy that Lindsay probably having experienced what she has with her mother, and that to watch Lindsay for the last however many years and to not believe that like that has drastically impacted her life, I think is, I don't know, you're either seeing what you want to see or not seeing what you don't want to see. I'm not speaking about you specifically. I'm just saying that I think that it would be totally normal and natural to wonder, oh my God, am I going to do what my mom did to me? Like, could I not love this thing? Could I decide that this wasn't for me or whatever? Because you have been so affected by it. Now, obviously, you could also say like, absolutely not. No way would I ever be. But I just think that in quiet moments alone, I can't imagine that Lindsay hasn't wondered, how am I going to be as a mom? Like, I can't imagine. I think I'm going to be the best mom in town, but like, I haven't had her yet. Like, Lindsay thinks a lot. She's a person that she's very anxious. She's very in her head a lot. She's just going
spinning
and going
about a lot of stuff.
She's spinning all the time.
Every woman who's ever had a child thought that same thing.
Well, and then there's Lindsay.
Regardless of their mother, grandmother, dad, regardless of anything.
There's people that do things, and then there's Lindsay, the way that I'm just saying, like, she's a very extreme person. So, like, I don't know. I don't think about that, but I also, like, only had people love me my whole life. So, like, I don't
multiple parents loved you.
So I don't entertain the option of the other side. But if I had been through that, I probably would have those moments of wondering. So that's why I always thought that it was, like, kind of crazy that Whitney even took a stab at this take that this route that she took with Lindsay. I just thought, stick on the you think you're better than everyone. You think you're the boss of everyone. Why she ever brought mothers into it? Because that's just such a unwinnable thing, but also because you know that Lindsay is just been obsessed with whether it's her own mother or the mother that she is. Like, that's all we've known of her.
Yeah, the mom thing was dumb. I think that whole thing, and it was definitely Whitney's fault. I think it was just literally Lindsay saying, "Oh, I'm so tired from being a mom," and Whitney being like, "Cool, but you have a nanny, you have another parent that like you have help. A lot of people don't have help." I think that was the only thing she was trying to say, and then that turned into a big thing. She couldn't stop it. She doubled down on it. She brought in the single mom card to play, and it just blew up in her face. But I don't think that, I literally think the only thing she was trying to say is, but you have a nanny, and you do, like, so when Lindsay's like, "Oh, I haven't been away from my kids forever." How? You have a nanny, you have not a husband, but a father that is a part of this. I think it was just that, and it got blown out of proportion, and she couldn't course correct.
I think it gets blown out of proportion by people speaking on something that they have no idea about.
Welcome to Showmance, the number one show on YouTube, doing deep dives on shows with no death.
Like us and everyone else in the whole
But we didn't
world.
take that stance. But also, we get into, I don't want to cut your point off, but we get into all of that a little bit below.
Oh, where are we?
We just finished talking about Lindsay saying, like her, Mike said that it was here. I don't remember it being here, but I also mix these things up all the time. One day we'll get a professional moderator. I've just said, when she said, "Oh, this was innate within me to just not," I didn't have to think about doing the opposite of what my mom did. Okay. I just did that. I think that it actually comes later. I think it's in the Kenny scene, but because we're talking about it now, we'll just talk about it now.
Oh, you are right. When they're talking about his dad.
I think so. I did believe that because I know people who have had crappy moms, crappy dads, and they then had children, and it wasn't them thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to abandon my child today." It's like, no. I love this thing so much. I'm going to show up for it in every way I can. And in the ways as the child, it's very easy for her. I don't mean easy. I just mean the child doesn't have opinions yet. They're not in the terrible twos. They're not a teenager. You're not fighting over what college to go to. She wants to go across the country. Lindsay wants her to stay in the tri-state area. I think that's where the rubber hits the road a bit more with parenting, just in those bigger.
Easy not to abandon a baby who can't talk.
Well, no,
not
I'm
so
saying
easy for a little terrible too.
No, I'm saying it's easy to not feel as challenged if the child can't talk back to you. I think it's why people say all the time, you have these really huge relationships, deep relationship with your animal because they've never talked back to you. Yeah. Anyway, my point is,
both of these assholes talk back all the goddamn time.
My point is, when she was saying all of that, I did genuinely believe her. And I also think that, of course, you love this child more than anything. Of course, you're not abandoning it. Of course, you want to take care of it. You wanted it more than anything in the world. Like, it made sense to me when she said, "No, I just do it. It just makes perfect sense."
Yeah.
I believed her when she was saying that.
Yeah.
We're going to cut now. And then when we come back, we got all the Kenny stuff. And then we end it with the single mom card. So like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend, and meet us over at part 2.
Yeah.
Tim Kenny.
Oh my God. Pathetic. Love you. Bye.
Bye.